What's going on, everybody? Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm NeonMushroom. Today we're playing some Magic the Gathering online. We're live, by the way, so if you're watching this on Fluorescent and you don't know where to find me live, links in the description for Twitch. No serious schedule at the moment or anything because we do a lot of paper streams and they will vary on when we're able to get them together. But we're playing some MTGO today, so let's check this out. This is a deck I've been brewing up. We tried it earlier, but MTGO crashed, so we're going to try it again, get some more games in with it. I'm calling this deck Two-Face P.O.T.S. I've got no idea if anyone's tried something quite like this, but what we're doing is P.O.T.S stands for Parfait Oath to Stiflenought. And what that means is we're playing Parfait Oath. If you're not familiar with the archetype, it's kind of an outdated archetype because Parfait usually involves land tax, which has been banned in Premodern, unfortunately for us. But we do get to play the card, where is he? Gush. Gush, we're going to use the extra cards from Gush and then re-roll them with Scroll Rack to try to make our hand as good as possible, but we're an Oath of Druids deck, and we're also playing Gaea's Blessing, so we can never draw out. And the cards where Gaea's Blessing are Oath of Druidsing for are Shard Phoenix. This is a really interesting 5-drop that can sacrifice itself at instant speed to dodge things like Swords to Plowshares, and it's like a Pyroclasm effect, except for it doesn't hit flyers. Then we've got the real card we want to hit, which is Ancestor's Chosen, a 4/4 with first strike for 7. We'll never pay 7. When it enters, you gain a life for each card in your graveyard. So even if a Gaea's Blessing hits the graveyard when you Oath for Ancestor's Chosen, you can stack your triggers in a way where you gain life equal to the cards in your graveyard, which is just usually so much. Then you get the shuffle. Other than that, we're doing Portent, Counterspell, Mox Diamond, because we are in fact an Armageddon deck. This is where the deck is really cool. I'm very excited about this. We have a transmorphative sideboard where we will sideboard out 15 cards to bring in 15 cards that makes our deck effectively blue-white Stiflenought. The idea is that if you want to fight a deck like this one, you're going to use cards like Tormod's Crypt, Phyrexian Furnace, and the black card, the 1-drop that exiles cards from the graveyard as a triggered ability, because it's really good against Oath decks. So instead of trying to play things like Null Rod to fight that, we're going to just sideboard into a different deck and see how that works. If you're not familiar with how to play Premodern on MtGO, you play in the freeform practice rooms. That's where everyone is playing Premodern. So if you want to try your deck, that's where you do it, and that's what we're doing. All right, we found an opponent, but we lost the die roll. Boo. This deck doesn't super duper care whether it's on the player draw, unless we're post sideboard, and we've decided to sideboard into our transformational sideboard plan. But we'll see what happens. On the draw, we can still turn 1 Oath. We need a very specific hand to do it, but if our opponent opens on like Jackal-Pup or something, that's really good for us. One thing that we played a bunch before the stream crashed last time, we played a few Dead Guy Ale decks. And that matchup seems like when we really want to just change into the Stiflenought variant of our deck. This hand has, we can go turn 1 Diamond plus Portent. We can hold up a fetch land if you only want to take a partial Portent pile. Daze seems fine, a little bit worse on the draw, but I'm inclined to try this hand out. Don't duress me, don't duress me, don't duress me, don't duress me. City of Brass, tap it for a black, duress me. Uh-oh. All right, hate to see it, we get duressed. I wonder what the take is here. It can't be Mox Diamond, right? Maybe it's just Portent because my hand's like weak otherwise. Yeah, there goes the Portent. Pass to me. I will still accelerate. Ooh, Gush, not a bad card to pick up here. Let's go Mox Diamond, pitching Windswept Heath, and then let's play an island, and let's pass. Woody Footy, fetch. What in God's name is our opponent on? Is it like Jund Fires or something? Or is it just like some random rock deck with a weird mana base? A second duress, that's tough. They get my Gush. Looks like they're passing. They're down to 4 in hand, which I don't hate. Armageddon, actually kind of a fine pickup here. We'll just play island and pass. Gemstone Mine, sure. They would like to naturalize. What exactly is our opponent up to? This is a weird mana base for just being the rock. I think naturalize is okay though. They're down at 3 in hand. Our hand's pretty weak, but we've got like infinite good top decks. We can sit here for a while and do this. Also not sure our opponent knows what we're on yet, which is nice. Pass to me, untap draw. Another diamond. Did we just do the diamond? Probably, right? Yeah. Diamond, cast, pitch, Flooded Strand. Go ahead. Because of the way this game's going, if they like drop another land and don't do anything super reasonable, if we draw a land, we're just gonna Armageddon. Reset the board state. Call of the Herd, taking a damage off of City of Brass. This is fine, I think. A 3/3 is going to take 7 turns to kill us. Not like we can daze it anyway. Untap and draw. Forest, yeah, we're just going for it here. Forest, boop, boop, boop. Tap for white. Get out of here. I'm planning to, at some point, draw Swords to Plowshares. Any order is fine. No flashing back. Call the Herd for you, dude. Combat smack me for 3, sure. Ouch. No land drop. Love to see that. There's Scroll Rack. So once we eventually develop our second land, provided we hit it in the next 6 turns, we can use Scroll Rack to get rid of Daze and any other dead cards we find. Draw plains, that's perfect. We'll play the plains, tap 4/2. Here's my Scroll Rack. Pass to you. Lawnmower Waste, tap for black. Duress my Daze, sure, that's fine. Attack for free again, go to 11. Puts me on a 4-turn clock. That's a lot of top decks I get to, and that's a good one. We'll play Oath of Druids. They would need Naturalize plus the land to hit this Oath right now, which is really, really good for us. Get busy for 3. I'll take 3. Pass to me. Trigger Oath of Druids. You have more creatures than me, dude. I'll target you. I will use the ability. It had to be a Shard Phoenix, huh? I will use the Gaia's Blessing, do a little shuffle, and then I get a draw step. Portent, I think we will. Blue, Portent, target me, 1 something. We see an island plus a Gush. We can't really convert the Gush right now, but I think I'm interested in the island itself. Maybe I'm just not interested in any of these though, right? I can sack this Shard Phoenix at end of turn to like get another loop off of my Oath, and that will give me Ancestors Chosen. Because of that, I think this Portent doesn't matter. What 1 card would I like in that situation? I guess I wouldn't hate making a land drop, so I'll leave the island on top. Oop. Oop, oop. Also, island can't be duressed. So we'll do it like that. We will not attack because we don't have haste. We'll pass. Oath triggers. I have the same amount of creatures as my opponent, so nothing happens, which is pretty cool. They attack. Okay, I will go to blocks. Block. I will sack this. Deal 2 damage to everything. They pass to me and it's happening. Okay, Oath of Druids happens. You have more creatures than me. Use the ability. We get an Ancestor's Chosen and 29 cards. No Gaia's Blessings, but that's fine because we just gained 38 life, or we went up to 38 life. Here's an island. I don't know how we lose from here past turn. That was pretty sweet. Oop, they found their second land. That's pretty sweet for them. So they are playing some type of Jund. I don't care about Grim Lavamancer. That resolves. Pass to me. I sure will trigger my Oath of Druids again. All right, now for anyone who's noticing, there's no more creatures left in my deck. There are, however, multiple copies of Gaia's Blessing left in my deck. So what's going to happen is this. I mill my whole deck. There's 0 in library, but I've got 2 Gaia's Blessings. So I will allow them to resolve, shuffle my entire graveyard into my library, and now this is our situation. I can kind of keep doing this forever. I can attack with Ancestors Chosen. They can double block, and then they get to trigger Oath of Druids. I think I'm just more interested in playing draw go until I can start to leverage the scroll rack. So that's what we're going to do. You go to combat, you're going to attack me. I will take it. I'm at 38. All right, our opponent, they keep draw going us. They still have more creatures than us. So we get to continue this play pattern, only this time we will hit a Shard Phoenix and then we will shuffle with Gaia's Blessing. We draw a Flooded Strand. This is a great time to just play the Flooded Strand, use the rack to get rid of Mox Diamond at some point. Now we really don't want to attack because then they'll start triggering Oath. So we'll just pass and we'll start hitting them with our Shard Phoenix. They activate Grim Lavamancer. Oh, they're going to hit my Shard Phoenix. Are they going to hit me? I guess that's fine. I'll go to 36, dude. Oath of Druids doesn't do anything. Pretty sweet. Ooh, tap Treetop. All right, they go to combat. I can't imagine they're attacking. Now I can sack my Shard Phoenix here, but I won't get an Oath trigger because it'll kill the Grim Lavamancer. So I'm just interested on tapping and drawing and attacking with the Shard Phoenix. Sylvan Library, probably one of my best top decks, if I'm being honest. We'll get busy. You can kill my Shard Phoenix if you want to. I'll let it die, then I'll just Oath back into it. I will win this resource war every single time. All right, we connect, and then we'll just go green, white, Sylvan Library, and then you go. I'm having a blast right now. For anyone wondering, this feels awesome. I will go to 34. I am 100% going to draw 3 cards off Sylvan Library. That's just something that we're doing. Isn't it worthwhile to attack with the 4/4? Here's why it's not. If I attack with the 4/4, they're incentivized to just like block with a creature, then Oath will trigger on their turn. So they'll get a creature. I don't know what they're playing, but if they're playing like Shivan Worm or something, that can get kind of dicey for me. So I'd just rather keep this status quo of us having the same number of creatures because Oath of Druids is a symmetrical effect. So like here, I'll just untap. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. It's the Oath. If I didn't have an Oath at 100, you would be 100% correct. I'd just be crashing him with this thing every turn. But I'm in a spot that I don't think I can lose in. So we're just going to activate the library. We will take, it doesn't even matter what they are. I'm taking them both. Pay 4. Then we will go combat, attack for 2. Point. At some point, they'll have to Grim Lavamancer this thing, but then I'll just Oath it back into play. That's a dead Shard Phoenix. Now on my next turn, my Oath will trigger and I'll get the Shard Phoenix back. Well, first I'll have to actually shuffle my deck with the Gaia's Blessing. But we've got time to do all that, so that's fine. So we're just going to, do we want to make a land drop? I think that's fine. We'll play a land and pass. I'm actually not in a super huge rush to use the scroll rack because I'm in a spot where if the game keeps going this way, it just gets better for me every single turn. I'm also incentivized to use as many cards as I can because if I can just let my Oath trigger and then shuffle my library because of my Gaia's Blessings. So I can shuffle my graveyard into my library. So whatever this is, I might just counterspell it. All right, Hermit Druid, check it out. Cut that out. I wonder what Hermit Druid means in the context of this matchup. They're passing. I'm gonna take cards with my thing again, but not before I trigger my Oath. I do want my Phoenix and my Counterspell back in my deck, so I will target you. I'll flip my library into my graveyard. I have 0 left in my deck, but that's 2 Gaia's Blessings. Now my Shard Phoenix and the Counterspell in my graveyard are back in my deck, so we're good there. We're gonna draw 2 cards. I absolutely do want to use this Sylvan Library. I will take them both. You don't know, that's a lie. Take this. I'll take this one, but I'll put the island back on top. That way I can predict for island. So I'll play my island. I will pass the turn. And on my next turn, Oath is going to trigger and get the Phoenix back. Yep, I go to 20. that does the thing. Untap, upkeep, draw. Opponent's finding their land drops. At some point, it might be worth it for me to like find Gush, convert this diamond, and just go for another Armageddon to make sure they can't dig their way back into the game. My card selection's about to be very absurd though. The first thing I'm gonna do is predict, and I'm gonna name Island. I'll target myself naming Island, mill the island over, and then that's going to allow me to Call of the Herd. I don't care about that. And that's gonna allow me to draw 2 cards. Then I can have like a full hand and just start using my scroll rack to make sure my hand's perfect every single turn. Okay, they're passing, so I will do just the thing I was talking about. Predict, target me, name Island, draw 2 cards. Swords to Plowshares plus Counterspell, so good. And then I'm actually fine with pretty much all the cards in my hand. So we're just gonna go to our next turn. Oath of Druids triggers. I will use it. I do want my Shard Phoenix. No Gaeas, but that's not a problem. We use the Sylvan Library. We'll take a look. Another sword's great. Oh, we got the Shard Phoenix. We can start attacking for 2. It also feels like we can get rid of that Grim Lavamancer so they can't like deal with the Shard Phoenix anymore. That also seems pretty good. So what we'll do is we do want to develop a Mox Diamond. So we'll put 1 Flooded Strand on top, and do we want to keep our swords? I think we'll pay 4 for that one. We'll pay 4 for that. Then we'll go Mox Diamond, cast, pitch an island to it. This is to set up for a future Armageddon, if you're wondering, because Mox Diamonds break parity on Armageddon immediately. Then we can just pass the turn. Let's go ahead and swords this Grim Lavamancer right now, just to try to get the game over with. They don't have a red source to use it, so now our Shard Phoenix is just presenting the 6-turn clock. All right, you're up, dude. Stupor. Target opponent discards a card at random, then discards a card. What if we didn't do that? What the hell was that? That was weird. All right, pass to me. Are you gonna attack like a crazy person? All right, we will go to our turn. We don't know what's on top, so there's no need to shuffle. We do have this library, so we get to go deep. We'll use it, but we can see Counterspell and Gush. That's great. We can leave this on top, and then honestly, we can leave this on top as well. We've just got the Gush now. Now we can go to combat, attack in the air for 2. They're gonna bolt my Shard Phoenix. That's rude, but it resolves. I can't afford to interact with it. Second main phase, do we Portent? I think we might Portent, target ourselves. Counterspell, I like that a lot, so I'll leave it on top. Forest, Flooded Strand, Counterspell. I'll draw the Counterspell on my opponent's upkeep, and then I'll fetch so I don't draw 2 more lands. We'll just pass here. Draw that Counterspell. We'll wait till the end step to do all these things as well. They're just like treading water, dealing with our cards one at a time. Also, at some point, we're going to find another Armageddon, and I think that will just shut the door completely. Withered Wretch. Can't deal with that. Withered Wretch is problematic because it can exile key cards like our Shard Phoenix. Not interested in dealing with that. Just counter it. What are we doing, buddy? Tap for 1, 2, 3. Another Call of the Herd is fine. You cannot attack me. I mean, you could. It wouldn't work out well, but you could attack me. And then we will fetch it end step. We're just going to grab another island because we know the top of our deck is land. Then we'll go to our turn. Oath. I will use it. You know, I guess we didn't need to fetch. We were going to shuffle anyway. I'm glad I'm playing this online before I play it in paper. That's kind of important. Use the Oath, get 2 Gaia's Blessings, shuffle my graveyard, deck's full again, and then we will use the Sylvan Library. We don't need any of these really. I guess we could, I don't really want to pay more life, so we'll just put this back on top and this back on top. Flame 7/7, how's it going, baby? We're playing some Premodern. This is a really cool deck. If our opponent lets us go to a game 2, because this is so grindy, they might just concede on us. But if they allow us to, we got a transmorphative sideboard, which I'm really excited about. We'll cast Gush. I'm just gonna bounce 2 islands. On the upside of Armageddon's too high. We don't see it, but we will go Mox Diamond and pitch an island to it. And then we've got 2 floating. There's really nothing to do with it. I guess I will spin my rack now, because I don't care about this Disenchant, this island, or this Oath of Druids. Let's get a fresh 4. There's an Armageddon. I don't really care what order I draw these in. I guess I want to land, so we'll go Disenchant to the bottom. Oath of Druids, then Island. We've got a blue floating, so now we can go white, blue, white, and we will Armageddon. Any order is fine. I'm fine, thanks. Always watching your modern videos on YouTube. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. We're doing some pre-modern today. We'll have some more modern for you in the future. The mono blue Tron deck actually looks pretty cool to me, so I definitely want to try that. So now we've got 3 elephants facing down Ancestor's Chosen. They do not win this fight. We could actually attack with the Ancestor's Chosen, but then they attack for 9, and that's actually like, I can see a route where we lose from there, so I'm not interested in that. Then we're going to, I guess I could just play Tsabo's Web Out, although I do like just holding up Swords to Plowshares, so we're just passing. You're up. Found a swamp. Nice. No combat, so pass to me. Oath of Druids, triggers. I will target you. Let's see a Shard Phoenix. No Gaias, but that's okay. We will use the Sylvan Library ability. I like having the predict here. I just want to keep going deeper, but I like the counterspell even more. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold. Oh, they concede. Let's see if they give us a game 2. I think a lot of opponents, unfortunately, because we are playing a transmorphative sideboard, but I think a lot of opponents are going to be prone to just being like, no, I don't want to do this, which Fair enough. I'll take the wins. But we are going to do the full transformation because I think their deck might have trouble against a deck like Stiflenought. So we're going to turn it into Stiflenought. Two-Face. We're going to remove Armageddons, maybe. I know we're going to take out the Scroll Racks. I don't love those. Not a huge fan of the Predict, the Singleton. I'll leave the other two in there just for numbers. I think the Tsabo's Web isn't that strong against them. They're a 3-color mana base, so all their mana just makes mana. I don't think they're doing a whole lot of utility land stuff. Maybe one Geddon can go. I could see that being fine. So here's 15 out and here's 15 cards in. Yeah. All right, opponent. I'm a new deck. What you got? We'll see if they actually tune in to play game 2. All right, we have the Stiflenought combo on turn 1. So we're keeping. We hope we don't get duress, but we have to keep this. Don't duress me, opponent. 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 They don't duress. Wooded Foothills doesn't duress. All right, here, 2 Dreadnoughts. Wow. Island, Mox Diamond, cast, pitch this island. Blue, Phyrexian Dreadnought, blue, Vision Charm. Hopefully they don't have overload here. That would be a nightmare. Dreadnought, don't overload it, 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 don't do it, don't do it. Pyroblast? No! Bye, Dreadnought. Good job, opponent. They got it. I thought that was going to be the freest win of my life, but it wasn't quite. We could still draw Stifle or Vision Charm here and be in a decent spot. Library's pretty good. All right, my turn. Untap, draw. Mox Diamond, not quite what I'm looking for, but I got these counterspells, so I'm gonna give it a few more turns. Thinking, so we kind of blew our load there. They know what's up now. So there's one of 2 ways we can go to game 3 if we lose this game, which is high chance based on them having a library resolve. We can either change back into the Oath deck, or we could remain being the Stiflenought deck and try to just get them on the play. And I could see that being pretty good. They haven't duressed us, so they don't know about these counterspells. Tap Swamp, Withered Wretch, how about no? I just want to keep the pressure off of me until I can develop another Dreadnought, another Pyroblast. So if they're going to use a Pyroblast, this is where we want them to use it, because this gives us the opportunity to draw Stifle or Vision Charm right now. It's a Portent, not quite what we're looking for. We'll tap it. We'll Portent, we'll target ourselves. Wow, 2 Stifles, huh? We'll go, okay, we're going to put a Stifle on top, followed by Portent, I think. They could duress one of our Stifles. I think we're just going to go Portent on the bottom, Stifle, Stifle. That's how we'll set that up. And we will not use the ability. And we will pass the turn. We will draw the Stifle off Portent, Yume Library. They are already within range for 1 Dreadnought attack, so they're gonna need some gas against our second attempt. If they have it, we're probably dead here. We can go to game 3. And if they don't, they're probably dead here and we 2-0 our opponent. They pay 4, so now they're like in range even if they block. If they fetch, I'm for sure stifling. I don't know what you have planned, but we're not doing that. You ever get your fetch stifled? It's tough. Tap for 3, Call of the Herd, so it looks like our Dreadnought's going to at least come into play. Is it going to live? That's a different question, but we're going for it. Take a draw step, tap for blue, here's a Phyrexian Dreadnought, tap for a blue, here's a Stifle on the trigger of the Phyrexian Dreadnought. Go. You have Overload or Smother, or you don't. Caldera, Dragaz's Caldera, okay. But do you have the Smother though? Naturalize? No! My poor Dreadnought. All right, we'll take one more draw step, but I think we're dead here. I don't know whether I think I want to still be Stiflenought on the play. All right, this is a huge clock. I guess we can technically go for it one more time if this Portent's incredibly lucky. So we'll give it a shot. Stiflenought plus Daze. No, that won't quite do it. So we'll concede here. Now the big question is, do we want to keep being Stiflenought, or do we want to change back into the Oath of Druids deck? We know that they have the naturalizes, but we have so much permission on the play. I think I'm going to chance it. We know they have a ton of hate now for our artifacts and enchantments, but I think we're going to give it a shot. I probably should have waited longer before submitting to make them think about whether I was transforming back or not. We will be on the play. Is this a turn 1 Stiflenought? It's not, but it's a pretty solid. I think I'm keeping this. We have a piece of the combo. We've got a Portent to search plus a Gush. I could see better hands, but I think we need to keep this. All right, we're going to go Island and we're going to Portent now. None of these are Phyrexian Dreadnought. So we will shuffle. Then we will play the Mox Diamond, pitching this Flooded Strand, and we will pass. We can also Vision Charm our Mox Diamond if they want to like try to naturalize it or something. We draw Daze, which is pretty good here. All right, they play Treetop Village. 1 Dreadnought off the top, please. Oh my God. Flooded Strand. Tap for blue. Phyrexian Dreadnought. Tap for blue. Vision Charm. My Phyrexian Dreadnought. Okay, you go. Wow, that worked out so well. Swamp, sure. They're passing. They're probably gonna put a stop and try to naturalize, which would be just about perfect. All right, we didn't even tap for the blue. We just Daze. Cast by returning an island. Daze your naturalize. Take a draw. Another Daze. That could be really good. Let's go with an island. Let's go to combat. Let's attack them for over half of their life total. Bring them to 8, and then really hope they don't have a second go for it, or their land comes into play tapped or something. We got there. Oh, that was awesome. Let's do another one. We won this die roll, so it'll be on the fly. This hand is unplayable. There's 0 lands. There's not even a diamond. Mulligan. This hand has 1-2 lands plus counterspells, predict. We have to keep this. There's no green source, but I think we're going to pitch the Disenchant anyway, just hoping to resolve the Oath of Druids. Obviously, if we get Stiflenought, we get Stiflenoughted. So we'll just go basic island and pass the turn. Yeah, so far it seems, at the very least, it's sweet. Your opponent sideboards against your Oath plan, and then they just get Dreadnoughted? Like, what's going on here? Forest, huh? That is a Flooded Strand. Let's play Flooded Strand, planning to fetch in response to their fetch, just in case they have Stifle. They don't do anything, which is sweet. Another Floody, pass to me. I'll draw. It's a counterspell. Here, I think I need to, you know what? I can actually just play Forest and pass. At the very least, I can end step predict, name island, target myself. That way I can convert a card. A Dark Our Ways. So this is unlikely to be Stiflenought. It could be blue-white Stiflenought, but that I don't think is super likely. What are they doing? Tap in for 2. Seal of Cleansing. I think we move now. Fetch. Do you have Stifle? Looks like no. Get an island. And I will counterspell Seal of Cleansing. I don't want them to hit my Oath of Druids. Not that I think Oath of Druids is going to be like unbelievably potent in this matchup, but it will stop them from doing things like cycling a decree, because this could be land still. I think it might be. It'll stop them from over-aggressively cycling Decree of Justice. Also, sometimes land still will play like Misers, Exalted Angels and stuff, Masticores. So the Oath will kind of mess that up. Dust Bowl only hits non-basics, and we don't have any of those, so that's great. Untap draw, it's a Mox Diamond. I think we'll keep chilling. I don't want to move on sorcery speed, so I'm just going to pass. They fetch, sure. Little plains action. Ooh, little Factor Fiction. All right, here we go. We're going to go predict, target me. I'll name island. Pick island. Do we hit? We don't, but we draw a land, which is great. Then we will Daze by returning an island. No thanks. Continue. Looks like they're just passing, which is exactly where I want land still to be. Gaia's Blessing isn't the card I really wanted to draw, but it's what we drew. Let's go with an island, and then will I fight over this Mox Diamond? I think I might. Yeah, let's go ahead and cast it. You know what? I actually won't. If they just counter this, I'll just play the Windswept Heath, right? Pitch Heath, pass to you. 3, 4. What are we casting here? Factor Fiction? How about stop? They're just passing again, which is great. So it's Plowshares. Now we're just going to play the draw go game for a long time. Something we don't sign out to play against is land still. But they, at the very least, can't get crabby that our deck's so grindy, because their deck's about as grindy as ours is, maybe even more. A cycle Decree of Justice for 0 so they don't trigger Oath of Druids. Love to see that. That is fine. If this game goes too long, our opponent has to know that we can't draw our deck. It's not possible. Standstill. Too scary. Got a mana leak. Pass to me. Untap draw. Mox Diamond again. I think we actually will Gaia's Blessing. Let's go 1, 2. Gaia's Blessing me. Let's get back Counterspell plus Counterspell plus Portent. Yeah, I like that. Can I have these back? And we draw a land so we can develop Mox Diamond. I think we'll wait on that. They can't really disrupt our hand very much. Or like they can't disrupt our hand at all. Oop, they find their Skycloud Expanse. Happy for you. That for 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll cost 4. Parallax Tide. That's spooky. So this is Tide Control plus white. I'm really glad we have this Mox Diamond. Ancestor's Chosen. I will never hardcast you. Pitch this island there. Now you can have Parallax Tide. I've got mana. For the sake of content, if this drags on too long, I might just concede. I just want to show them as much of my deck as possible to inform them of how they're supposed to sideboard against me. Then I want them to do it wrong. Yep, you got it. You can have all my lands. They're for you. Buy lands. Yep, fading counter gets removed. Goodbye. Pass to me. Untap draw. Portent. I'll take it. Portent myself. I kind of don't want any of these cards, so I am going to shuffle, and then we'll just pass. Yeah, Portent, please. I want a card. Looks like we got another Portent anyway. That Parallax Tide, unless they have a Stifle, is about to give me all my stuff back. Take a draw. It's Oath of Druids. Tap a blue. Cast Portent. Target myself. I like all these cards. I think I'd like to draw Island first, followed by Counterspell. Yeah, we'll put the Scroll Arc on the bottom. Oop. Do not shuffle this time. Pass turn. All right. So we've got multiple triggers on the stack. I draw my island. Do I get my lands back? We have the Stifle. Okay, that's good. I'm glad I've played this long. Now I know that my opponent is doing the Stifle. So I'm just play Chain of Vapor. Pass to me. Untap draw. Island. Go. Stand still. Cut that out. You have a counterspell? I mean, to be fair, it's about that time. Yep, you got it. All the things happen. You have a standstill. I'm going to promptly crack it. My turn. I'm going to draw this scroll rack. I'm going to play this scroll rack. Pop your standstill. You may go up to 10 cards in hand after your draw step. What you going to do with all that mana, dude? How many disenchants are in your deck? That's my real question. Chain of Vapor, my Oath of Druids, sure. I will not sacrifice a land to copy it. Land, yep. All right, we will not scroll rack on their end step. We're gonna get one more card. We'll let them go to discard. We draw Predict, not incredibly potent. Let's activate this. We'll put back everything but Predict or an Oath. Let's put back just everything in general and draw the Predict first. That's what we'll do. We want to draw the Predict first. The card we don't want is Swords. So we'll put Ancestor's Chosen on the bottom. Oath, Swords, predict. Then we'll play Flooded Strand and we'll just pass the turn. Now we're just leveraging for an Armageddon. It's going to be hard to nail that because they went to discard last turn. Looks like they discarded I can't even tell what a Parallax Tide because they realize how bad they are here. 1, 2, 3, decree, no dudes. Oop, they're gonna make dudes this time. Okay, we're in business now. Now we want to use, I think we want to use our Oath of Druids to get them to tap out. So we can try to we want to get all the interaction out of their hands so we can try to resolve Armageddon. It's gonna be hard. These decks usually only play 3 decrees. So they're probably running low on win conditions over the lands in their deck. Take 2. So we know for a fact you're planning to counter our Oath because our Oath is face up. So let's start with predict. Naming swords, because they probably won't jump at that. How's this? Swords, Plowshares. We draw 2. Now we've got 3 oaths. Here, do we make them use a counterspell? I think we might. Let's go ahead and fetch. You have Stifle? No. Island, tap for green, tap for blue. Here's an Oath of Druids. I think they have to counter this. There goes another counterspell. It's gone. Now we can just ship the turn. Their clock is not very fast. They don't have a lot of man lands. I wonder if they have to cut. I wonder if the version that plays Parallax Tide cuts them. That could be the case. All right, pass to me. Untap, draw. It's Tsabo's Web. That's kind of neat. But I think we're just going to go for our oaths. Oath? Sure. You got another counterspell. Now, I think I'm actually pretty cool just casting the Tsabo's Web. That way their manland plan looks worse and they've got more things to worry about disenchanting. Counterspell, is that all 4? Chat, is that 4? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all 4 counterspells. Let's go ahead and gush. We haven't made a land drop yet. Draw a couple swords, not important, but we will play this island and then we will pass the turn. And then we'll try to rack away most of these problems we're having in our hand. Combat for 2. I take 2. We have a mana shortage. We want to try to Armageddon, so we will just activate and pitch our entire hand. The first thing I think we're going to try to draw is Oath, but we don't have to choose until we see our 6. Okay, we've got Mox Diamond, couple of portents, lands. I think we'll try to resolve the Oath before the Geddon. Also, I don't care about these 4 cards, so I'll put Island, followed by Swords, followed by Disenchant, followed by Swords, and then I want to try to resolve the Oath first, so we'll go Armageddon, and then we'll draw the Oath. Is our card for turn. Go to my turn, untap, draw. We will play Mox Diamond. How do you feel about this, opponent? Okay, I'll pitch an island. Then I will tap for 1, 2, and play Oath of Druids. Do we like that? All right, resolves. We'll pass. They didn't have a counterspell for it, meaning they probably don't have counterspell at all, meaning that next turn, they might just try to deal with the Oath, then I can just try to Armageddon, and that should end the game. I'm sure our opponent's hand's full of Wrath of God, Swords to Plowshares, Sky Cloud Expanse, apparently. Combat, attack for 2. What we really hope for is to not see a Stifle on the Gaea's Blessing. That would suck. But that's one of those things where it is what it is. That for 3, 4, Parallax Tide? Yeah, I've got 1 island, so that's pretty cool. Untap, Oath triggers. You have more creatures than me. Can I do it? I do want to do it. Don't stifle me, bro. All right, we'll put the Gaea's Blessing trigger on the stack first. Trigger the Gaea's Blessing. Don't have Stifle, don't have Stifle. They don't have Stifle. Okay, now we're in an insane spot. Now, unfortunately, I lost my Armageddon. I should have thought about that, but let's go ahead and Portent. Any Geddons? No Geddons. We got Gush. Ultimately, I don't think I want any of these cards, though. We're just going to go ahead and shuffle, and then we will stock up another draw, I think. Let's Portent again, targeting myself. Daze, predict, Gaea's Blessing. I do like the predict because we can go to a higher critical mass of cards in our hand, and then use the predict to go we can go up to 6, then our rack becomes devastating. So I kind of like that, actually. That said, what could be better? Any of our counter spells, huh? Probably. Let's do it. Let's go Gaea's Blessing, followed by Daze, followed by predict. And we'll just cast the predict, naming the Daze. And then we can pass. Not going to play lands into that open Parallax Tide. You can have it. If they literally ever play, the card, not Stifle. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Don't mind me. All right, we draw 2. We got the Daze and predict. Oh, I was supposed to think about that. What's on top of my deck now? That loses a fading counter. If they ever play Powder Keg, we're done. They wipe out our Mox Diamonds, and I think it's game over for us. That for 2, 3, 4. We'll cost 4. Wrath of God? Deal. We'll just sit here and stare at each other. All right, my turn. Untap, draw. There's that Gaea's Blessing. Let's go Island. Maybe I didn't need to play that Island. I can always, I guess I can't Daze. It's fine. We're just going to pass. I don't think they actually have the Stifle. They probably have Chain of Vapor, maybe. My opponent's decking out as we speak, though. All right, I think I'm going to scroll rack, paying 1, and I'm going to get rid of everything in my hand. 5 fresh ones, please. There's a Geddon, plus Counterspell, plus foil. I think the game's wrapped up. I will take the predict, and I will name Swords to Plowshares. So we'll go this, put swords back, predict on top. My turn, untap, draw. Let's go blue. We got to play another island, unfortunately, to hold up counterspell, but that's okay. Island, blue, white. Here is my Armageddon. What do you think of that, opponent? Parallax, save 3 of your lands. That's fine. I think 4 mana, clear 7 lands is still pretty much in my favor. I think I come out pretty far ahead in that interaction. And then I have Swords to Plowshares on top. So at the end of their turn, I'm going to predict naming swords, draw 2, and then you may go. Parallax Tide goes bye-bye. You get your islands back, or your lands in general back. Ooh, they got a man land. Pass to me. I will predict. You know what? Now I think I kind of like the swords, if I'm being honest. Swords, the Mistress Factory. I'm at 52 life. What am I talking about? Predict myself. Name Swords to Plowshares. Done. Draw 2. All of a sudden, my Daze looking pretty good again. There's a Gaea's Blessing. We don't need to use it here, though we just could. Let's play Island. We'll hold this island for the foil. I think I'm actually fine just Gaea's Blessing myself. Green, Gaea's Blessing, me. What are my best cards? How about Armageddon? Ancestor's Chosen, just so it doesn't get exiled somehow. And Portent. I draw an island and we're chilling. Go ahead. Set for a blue. Activate the factory. They got to get it done somehow, right? This is going to take a lot of factory attacks, buddy. Ouch. At some point, I can just start casting my Shard Phoenix as well. There's a Gush, so we will play this land. We're just going to ship the turn back. At the end of their turn, what we're going to do is we're going to Gush bouncing 2 islands. And then we're going to do a huge scroll rack, hoping to find a fetch land. Factory's good. Bring it in. I'll take it. I'll go to 48, buddy. And then at the end of your turn, blue, Gush, bounce both islands. There's a Shard Phoenix. That's pretty cool. Now we're going to scroll rack, tapping for 1, and cards we don't care for. This Disenchant, the 2 of these islands, I guess. Yeah, you know what? Everything, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, just everything but Counterspell and foil. Even Counterspell, or even foil. I'll just top the foil. Done. All right, we got cards. We want to draw the foil first, I guess, and the Shard Phoenix probably last still. So we'll go boom, 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 boom. Daze, Disenchant, foil. Done. I don't care about my unspent mana. I don't care about that predict. Let's play Flooded Strand. Let's pass the turn. I will happily go to discard. I'm just going to pitch Windswept Heath. Yep, that's a factory. Bring it in. Swing. White mana. Get out of here. They're probably thinking that they're ahead on time, so they're good to go. I don't think that they are. I'm going to fetch. The top of my deck's medium at best. We're going to grab an island. Go to my turn. Take a draw. Armageddon's great. We'll play. Do we need to wait? No, we have foil. We don't have a Daze, though. Oh, you know what? We can Gush. Yeah, let's go Flooded Strand. Let's fetch. Let's grab an island. And then if we Gush, we can easily hold up foil. We can't hold up Counterspell, but we can't hold up everything. So tap for 2, Gush, return 2 islands, 1, 2, and then we'll draw 2. And then we will go white, Armageddon. I want to blow up all your lands, dude. You aren't invited to play Magic with me. Mana leak, foil, the mana leak. Discard island. Armageddon. Nice. Then we'll go blue, Portent myself. I like Tsabo's Web. This pile's fine. I just want Tsabo's Web on top. So boom, boom, boom. Don't use the ability. You can go Portent first. Take a draw off the Portent. We know what it is. It's Web. A Dark Our Waste. Pass to me. Great. Untap draw. Island. Tap 4/2. Tsabo's Web. Trigger the web. Now at some point here, we actually want to cast a creature. Probably wants to be Shard Phoenix. Although Ancestor's Chosen, it's just more mana intensive, unfortunately. So we're just going to play Draw Go for a couple turns. Do I want to develop another island? Kind of, for Gush. We'll just pass. Then we'll start predicting our opponent to accelerate their clock. At this point, I think the thing I name is like Swords to Plowshares. Although there's no telling how many of those they have in their hand. If they cast Standstill, we will crack it for them. Or will we? No, we can actually not. I was thinking we need to deck our opponent, but it actually might be quicker to just kill them the old-fashioned way. So we will untap and draw, and then let's use Predict to go deep. Let's tap for blue. Let's get rid of everything. I think we want to get rid of our Seal of Cleansing. I don't care about their, do I care about the Mistress Factory? I don't think I do. We'll put all these back on top. I'm actively looking for like Shard Phoenix now. Didn't find it, but that's okay. The card I think I'll take, I want to predict into predict. And I do care about the swords because of their Mistress Factory. So we'll get rid of the Seal of Cleansing. We're going to put Oath on top of that. Then we will want to predict. Oh, we should have predicted Oath. Can I Z that? Can I control Z, but I just put on top? Nope, unfortunately I can't. So we'll get rid of the swords, I guess. We'll go predict, swords, predict. Now when we predict, we name swords. And then I don't know if I care to keep Armageddoning. I think I kind of do, but I still have Gushes. So I'll play Island and I will just pass. Oh wait, I don't know why I'm worried about their factory. It's stuck cat because of the Tsabo's web. It's so good. Another factory gets stuck by the Tsabo's web. All right, we will untap and draw. Predict's gonna name swords. We'll just pass. Normally I'd be sweating time like heavily here, but we are definitely gonna sideboard into the Stiflenought deck post board. Another Mistress Factory. Those sure don't untap under the Tsabo's web. 1, 2. Predict. Target me. Name swords. Boom. Draw that Oath again. I guess we'll just draw the Seal of Cleansing. Let's go ahead and cast Portent. We'll shuffle. Then I think I'm just looking for a fetch land to get rid of all this chaff. I don't actually hate just developing one Seal of Cleansing though, and then passing. We'll draw Portent. Our opponent will draw their deck before we will because of Gaia's Blessing, because we won't draw our deck. They pass to us, we will draw. Disenchant's cool. We're gonna Portent. We're actually just actively looking for a fetch land now, I think. None of those are fetch lands, but I do like Counterspell. I do like the Gaia's Blessing. I kind of want them in that order. 1, 2, 3, and then I do not want to use the ability. You're up, opponent. I'll draw that Counterspell. Then I'll just Gaia's Blessing, my Gaia's Blessing, plus more pieces of permission, and just continue this game forever. Yeah. Untap, draw. We will tap for a green. This is awesome. And a green. Gaia's Blessing me. My graveyard consists of cards I want. We'll take definitely Gaia's Blessing. We'll also take an Armageddon, and we'll take a, do we have another Counterspell? How about Gush? We'll take a Gush, and then we drew a land. We will play it, I guess. Go ahead. I can't wait to show this deck to all my control player friends who just love doing nothing forever. All right, untap, draw. We could play an Oath of Druids, I guess. Nah, I guess we'll just spin this rack. We're highly likely to find a fetch land. Cards you want to get rid of forever. These 4 plus, I don't care about predict anymore. These. Do we see a fetch? All right, any order. And then we'll go fetch land, and then we'll fetch now. I don't even want to play with it. We'll go grab ourselves. How about a plains? Go ahead. There's an Ancestor's Chosen, so now it feels like we just like Armageddon them one more time, cast Ancestor's Chosen and profit. Although their hand's probably full of Swords to Plowshares, but that's like whatever. Untap, draw. There's a Shard Phoenix. I think that's what we'll do. We'll go Mox Diamond. We'll pitch Flooded Strand, and then we will go red, green, white, blue, blue, cast Shard Phoenix. If they go to kill it, we're just gonna sacrifice it. Our opponent's taking their sweet ass time on this spell. All right, we have a Shard Phoenix. Do your thing. You may put your Swords to Plowshares on the stack. I will sacrifice my Shard Phoenix. Oath triggers, you get a creature. Oath will probably kill them, so they likely can't trigger it. All right, they're dead. Let's see if they actually sideboard against us. They might, just because they probably think their time advantage is so heavy that I can't finish the game. I might be able to. So let's sideboard all these green cards, a forest, my entire package of the cards, my deck's plan. And then there's cards that we like in this matchup like Armageddon, but I don't think we want to fight on that Access post board. We're just going to cut the Armageddons, and then we're going to cut a predict. Those 15 for these 15. Cut these. Surprise, bitch. We're a different deck. All right, they're in. Looks like they're going to play us. All right, 6 shrimp hand. I will mulligan to like 5 for a 6 shrimp hand. This is not a 6 shrimp hand. This is a hand that makes green and white. Mulligan. This is a hand with no lands. Mulligan. Land, Vision Charm, Stifle. We've got part of the shrimp hand plus Portent. We'll keep this. We can pitch. I think we'll keep the Stifles. We'll keep 1 Stifle, 1 Vision Charm. We'll shift the Tsabo's Web, one of the enablers, and try to Portent into shrimp. Island. Pass to me. Great. There's a Mox Diamond. I'll play Island. I will tap for blue. I will Portent. I will target myself. There's a shrimp. I would still need a land drop. It's kind of tricky. I think we'll risk it. We've got this Daze. So we're going to go predict shrimp, Daze. Do not use the ability. Pass the turn. We could also Vision Charm our Mox Diamond into play. So that's interesting. If this artifact would enter, you may discard a land card. If you do, put this artifact in the battlefield. If you don't, put it into its owner's graveyard. Maybe not. Maybe that's not the way it works. I think we're gonna chill, hold up this Daze, and just try to find any land and use Daze to back myself up. Hope our opponent's hand's a little weak. We did mold a 5. Another factory, sure. Tap for 2. Get busy with factory. I like it. I'll take 2. All right, draw the end of the pile, and we just hope the top card is what we need. If the top card is just an island, we probably don't even diamond. We go island plus like Dreadnought combo, hold up Daze and Gush. And if we Dreadnought combo, we definitely want to use the Vision Charm. That way, when we're tapped out, they can't like disenchant. Now, they haven't shown us white mana yet. That's kind of important. All right, 1 land, please. Another diamond. Cool. Good talk. Good talk. Go to the end step. Pitch the diamond. If I don't draw it next turn, I think I'm going to concede and try doing this on the play because they currently have no clue what we're doing. They probably think we just mulligan to 5 and hoped. And basically, that is what we did. All right, they're getting busy with both factories. That's ideal because now they're tapped down low. Can you try to take their annul with Mox? I could. Ooh, if we draw a land, that's exactly what we should do, huh? We don't draw the land. I'm actually going to, well, I guess I can give them 1 more turn. We'll play the diamond. We'll see if they annul. You're so smart. So now we don't have to discard. And next turn we have the same wombo combo. I like it as long as we hit the land. Very good catch. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's some big brain shit for me anyway. Maybe not for you. Maybe that's just a Thursday for you. We're getting in with both. Looks like they're only going to hold up 2 blue. So we've got 1 more chance. If we don't draw the land here, I think we have to concede just to, now we're going to be really soft. Like after this turn, our Dreadnought's probably not going to be enough. So we need to hide what we're doing. We find the Heath. We'll fetch. Do you have Stifle? They don't. Plains. We will go for it. Plains. Now, if we get hit by a null, that sucks too, but what can you do? Phyrexian Dreadnought. Is it an annul? It's an annul. Well, that's tough. So we're going to the next game. I'm going to take a minute to sideboard because I did just show them my thing. And now they know how good annul is. I think our main game plan actually isn't amazing against them. We got a little bit, I don't want to say lucky. I feel like we played okay game one, but the Landstill deck, if they're able to start with enough aggression from their lands, that can actually be kind of tough for us to be able to overcome. So I think we're going to stay as the Dreadnought deck, but I'm going to wait here for a minute to make them have to think about whether or not I'm still Dreadnought because they saw our entire deck game one. So, and we're in, but we're going back in with Dreadnought for sure. All right, turn one Dreadnought, the perfect hand, please. Oh, it's so close. It's not quite there though. If I could trade like, if I could get extra land plus enabler, we would just have it, but we don't. We'll mulligan. Mox Diamond, Seal of Cleansing, none of our pieces. I mean, we didn't sign up for the transmorphative sideboard plan to not do the thing. Mulligan. We've got Vision Charm plus foil. Just pray we randomly draw it. I think we have to. We can't really go to 5, right? 1, 2. Oop, nope, cancel. I want Plains Island. Done. Island, get lucky and just straight up draw Dreadnought. That's our line, right? Pass to me. Dreadnought off the top, please. That's a Daze. That's tough. Land. Pass. If we ever find Dreadnought, we've got so many pieces against what our opponent could do to us. Draw. Counterspell. We'll pass. We actually want to hold the island in our hand for the foil. Although with this Daze, maybe not. We can sandbag it for a turn though. My turn. Island. We'll play this one. Go. Factory. Very nice. Pass to me. Draw. Ooh, Portent. Target myself. That's nice. One Dreadnought, please. Deck. No Dreadnoughts. Cool. Any order? Shuffle. Island. Go. Looks like they're going for Factor Fiction. I'm pretty happy to Daze that by returning my tapped island to my hand. Continue. I'll draw a card off Portent. Please be Dreadnought. Oh, it's a Mox Diamond. It's so close. It's a cheap artifact. Draw. Come on, deck. We can't currently get our island back into our hand, so we'll hold it. We maybe have like 2 more turns before it becomes like unreasonable to hope that it works out. I will counterspell this. No Factor Fictions were resolved in the making of this video. Mishra's Factory getting busy. Love to hate it. Ouch. My turn. Island. Rats. We'll go Diamond. Cast it. Pitching the island. If they have a null, great. Okay, that's good. Diamond. Perfect. Okay, well now at least they don't have 2 annuls in their hand. There's that. We probably should have held that island so we could foil, huh? Now if we draw Dreadnought and we can't foil and that would have won us the game, it's our fault that we lost. They don't attack with Factory. Well, there it is. Maybe we can wait a turn. I think we have to. Oh, wait. No, yeah, we need to use the Vision Charm to get the Dreadnought out of play. Do you have another Factor Fiction or are you cycling? They're cycling. They're not making dudes because they don't know we don't have any Oath of Druids in our deck anymore. Oh, nope. They're making dudes. They sure are going for it. Attack for 2. I'll take it. Ouch. My turn. Draw a card. It's a predict. Okay, here we go. Tap for 1. Phyrexian Dreadnought. Please don't have interaction with your 6 full cards in hand. Third annul. Third annul. Very cool. Okay, now we have to do this. Cast, target the annul, discard island, discard predict. Counterspell. All right, we're dead. That puts us at 1-1. That was actually a pretty enjoyable game. I feel like if I was able to lead off on my Dreadnought early, we probably just win that game by a landslide. But we had to mulligan a little bit deep. We were able to find it, but Landstill is one of the decks that can really fight you if you stumble a little bit. It's also a matchup where we feel the pain of not having a full 4 Daze and full 4 foils. But I'm not sweating it. We're going to play one more game, see if we can 2-1 with this deck. And then I think we're sleeving it out to play it in paper in a video that's coming out very soon. Maybe even a series of videos. I want to get a couple games in paper, maybe tune this deck up a little bit. Seems very fun. All right. We lose the die roll, which is honestly fair. Our hand looks kind of weak. I don't think I can keep a hand off the back of just Portent. I think that is optimistic at best. So we'll take a mulligan. This is Gaea's Blessing and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. Cool. Take a mulligan on that one too. This hand seems fine. We can keep island to make. Really, I wonder if we're just supposed to keep land, Mox Diamond, land, Gush, land. To like set that whole thing up. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep, maybe I want to keep Disenchant somehow. I think I'm definitely pitching. Yeah, I think I want to keep all my mana sources. We're just going to pitch predict Disenchant and go land, diamond, land, hold up, Gush, hope to top deck pretty well. I like that. Keep it. Don't duress me, opponent. For the love of God. We never want to get duressed. No, not a swamp. Oh, no duress. No duress. Okay, cool. So we'll go draw a land, obviously. Ooh, Oath of Druids. You two, opponent. Well, we're going to just play Oath of Druids, obviously. We'll go island, Mox Diamond, cast, pitching, island, tap, tap, Oath. I'm going to play it preemptively just because like most black decks, unless it's Pit Rack, are in some form a creature deck. So turn 1 Oath, pretty strong in Premodern. Mishra's Factory could still be Oath Pit, Pit Rack, not Oath Pit, but Pit Rack. Take a draw, doesn't really matter what it is. Another Oath of Druids is interesting. We'll play Flooded Strand. We're just gonna pass. We're like super likely to just like play draw go for a couple turns, and if they don't do anything, convert the Gush. Get busy with Factory. I like that. That's pretty smart. I'm just gonna take it. I could try to like Gush for swords, but I think I've got a few turns before this starts to actually matter. Swamp, pass to me, untap draw. Tsabo's Web, quite good. We will play it. Take a draw, Armageddon, that's amazing. Well, next turn, we might bully our opponent off of even playing a game too. Looks like they're not gonna do that. So we'll go to my turn, I guess. Sorry, opponent. Untap draw. Another Oath. Yeah, we can't really do a lot with that. So we'll fetch, grab another basic island. We'll float blue. We're going to hope to find another mana source here. Ideally, we find a Mox Diamond. Gush, return island, return island. You know, I just realized we don't actually need to find the land. The Gush does it on its own. Island, blue, white, Geddon. Fetch you back to the Stone Age. Pass turn. Another swamp, pass to me. They're in for the grind. They're not going to let my oaths be functional, which I agree with. I think that's pretty smart. We'll just play an island. We're going to play draw go some more. This is an example of a matchup where maybe I don't become Dreadnought. Although post board, if they have any smothers or like edict effects, they probably take them out. I'm trying to have fun. You're not allowing. Sorry. Sorry. It's for a video. Untap draw. Source Plowshares, land, pass. There is an element of feeling bad playing this deck in like freeform practice, because a lot of people are just here to play. Do you have a YouTube channel? Time to introduce this dude. Yeah, let me link you real quick, buddy, just in case you wanted to see what bastardish shit I was up to. Go to my channel. Please do not start playing a video. Thank you. Copy, paste. There we go. Go away. Maybe we got a new sub, or maybe we got someone who hates us. They're passing to us. Take a draw. Oh, cool. You're the long hair guy. Yeah, that's me. That's awesome. Oh, right on. Oh, we got a fan. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm boring you to death, buddy. I promise. Hey, if you watch this on the re-upload, I don't mean to. I've got a transmorphative sideboard. If we make it to game 2, I swear. Normally, I would probably try to stay on this plan of the deck against you, but since you're so chill, I probably will just switch to Dreadnought so the game goes much quicker. That's to me. I draw. We're just hanging out. Withered Wretch, I'm really glad they didn't play that. That would be bad for me. Here's an island. I don't think that there's any, well, what's the downside? Cabal Therapy. I'll develop one more oath and then pass. It's definitely interesting to develop your oaths before your opponents play creatures. Oh, okay. Well, the game's gonna move now. That's 2 Oath of Druid triggers. All right, put them on the stack like that. You're my opponent. This one, you're still my opponent. Okay, I'm doing it. Windmill into Ancestors Chosen. Gain 1 billion life. Trigger the oath, but I don't do it this time because I have the same amount of creatures as you. Now we have a 4/4, and then we have a island and a Sylvan Library, which we can draw 1 billion cards off of, which I think is cool. Now they would need an edict effect really to get rid of Ancestors Chosen, because it's way too big to get dealt with like a smother or something. That said, this Hypnotic Spectre is going to be messy. We're going to discard a card at random, but I think I just have to let that happen. No swords, no swords. All right, it was just a land. All right, my turn. Untap, upkeep, library. I will do it. Yes. Shard Phoenix. That's cool. I don't think I want that just yet. Or do I just want to draw all my cards? No, I'll put that back on top. I'll put Disenchant back. No, I'll take the Disenchant. I need to go deeper into my deck. And then we will go to combat. I will get busy. In a race, we win. Diabolic Edict, no. Okay, that's fine. We'll sacrifice this because now we're going to Shard Phoenix. So we'll go to our next main phase. And then we're just chilling, I think. We're likely to, as much as I'd love to Gush, we can't because we know how close our Shard Phoenix is to the top of our deck. So we just have to run the risk of losing it to this Hypnotic Spectre. I could, in theory, Swords to Plowshares and just keep grinding, but I think I'd rather accelerate the game. What's going on, Cosmic? How you doing? First time chat. So we're playing, oh, they got my Gush. No, it's fine. Still got the oath. Dalthy Slayer, they're cooking now. Okay, they have a Dalthy Slayer, which means we can actually, do I do it twice? I think it's better to do it twice. We'll go to my turn. Doing well, what we doing? Okay, so this is all, you know, if you stick around till after this game, when we go to game 2, our deck's gonna look different. It's a deck I'm calling Two-Face P.O.T.S. Two-Face meaning I'm a transmorphative sideboard. P.O.T.S standing for Parfait Oath to Stiflenought. I'm just so happy right now. I just hit #1 in Constructed Ladder on Arena. That's insane. Good job. That's amazing. There's the Phoenix. We'll do it again. This time I'm going to shuffle my graveyard into my library. I don't hit any creatures. I just hit 2 Gaia's Blessings. So we get all of those cards back. Our Shard Phoenix can also block Hippie, which is nice. And then we get to draw for turn, and then we will use the library, and I will just draw both the cards. Doesn't even matter what they are. I want them both. Pay 4, pay 4. Then we'll go Mox Diamond, cast, we'll pitch the Forest to it. What were you playing? Were you playing Prowess by chance? And then we're just chilling. We're gonna pass. They go to combat. They're just they're attacking with both. So I will block Hypnotic Spectre because I am sick and tired of discarding cards from my hand. Goodbye, Shard Phoenix. Another Hippie. We can abide by another Hippie, but we will swords it. White, swords to Plowshares, hit the Hippie. Go to my turn, untap, Oath you. Okay, I will use the ability. Ancestor's Chosen plus Gaia's Blessing, that's great. Gain a billion life, and then shuffle my graveyard, and then this Oath will not trigger, unfortunately. And I think we're gonna try to protect this Ancestor's Chosen. Yeah, they say GG. We'll see if they actually concede for game 2. All right, they conceded. They see the loop. They have really no way to fight it, so they can see far enough into the future to know that like, we're gonna continue doing this for the entire game. I will, opponent, if you're saying I'm gonna switch modes. I don't know if in like a sanctioned event, I would. I actually don't hate this deck's plan against like a mono black deck like yours, but I'm here for the content and honestly the memes. So we will take out these 15. We already got the predict. What am I missing? Geddons. I actually think I'll leave in a Tsabo's Web and I'll just take out both Geddons. And Alakazam, I am no longer a deck I'm miserable to play against for different reasons now. Submit. All right, we don't have the combo. We really don't have a reason to keep this hand. It's just Phyrexian Dreadnought, a bunch of islands, and a bunch of expensive / uncastable spells. So we'll mulligan. This hand has many of the pieces we're looking for. Some would say too many of the pieces we're looking for. No Dreadnought, so we'll go to 5. This hand is reasonable, I think. We're gonna keep this because we've got Diamond plus land. We've got Swords to Plowshares, Daze. I think we're just gonna trim, maybe Daze is pretty tough on the draw. So we'll trim Island plus the Daze and call this good. Just drop our whole hand and hope to find Sarcomancy. Our opponent's going fast. That's awesome. We have some, if you're watching this on Fluorescent Fungus, we've got some mono black Sui or mono black aggro coming to you soon. I'm really excited about that deck. I just sleeved it up today. There's a Vision Charm. Okay, so we'll go Island, we'll go Mox Diamond, we'll pitch Flooded Strand, and then we will pass the turn. I'm pretty chill just taking 2 from the zombie a bunch of turns in a row. Ouch, my face. Another Swamp, another Sarcomancy. That's spooky, but it resolved. All right, one Dreadnought, please, right off the top. A third Sarcomancy? Oh my God, this is bad. This is really bad. We need to find Dreadnought right now. Oh, it's an island. That's not quite good enough. We'll play the island, and I think we have to swords one of these zombie tokens just for our health. They go to combat. Yeah, we need to cut this clock down by some amount. So white swords, zombie token. I'll take 4. Ow. Ow, my face. Ravenous Rats? No. Well, I'll discard Stifle, take a draw step. It's a plains. I'll let them kill us. Our opponent's been very nice. 5. I mean, it's only a 3-turn clock. It's not going to take forever. And we could also just draw Phyrexian Dreadnought. That's something that could happen. Another Ravenous Rats. I'm glad I held this plains. Take a draw step. Okay, there's a swords. I can cut the clock by 1. I can add 1 more turn to my clock if I swords a zombie token. Duress? Oh, I'm dead. All right, begin sideboarding. Submit. Opponent asks, what are you hiding? Secrets. Let's see if we can get them. Be on the play. This hand has the combo. I really don't want to get duressed, but we can't mulligan the combo. Let's go. Island. Go. Please just play a Sarcomancy. Do not look at my hand. There is nothing to see. Don't do it, dude. I'm going to be so upset. Therapy? What are you naming? If you name Dreadnought, that's going to be so heads up. They named Oath of Druids. There are no more Oath. They say what in the chat? Yeah, that's awesome. I'm Dreadnought, baby. What's up? Take a draw step, play the island, play the Dreadnought, tap for blue, Vision Charm cast, phase out the Dreadnought. All right, I will not sacrifice anything. I will pass the turn. Hopefully they don't have literally any point of interaction, and this will be really good. Land, Tormod script, hell yeah. This is what I meant when I was talking about opponents will bring in ways to fight your B plan. Now, I have to imagine there's no Smothers left in their deck, but I could be wrong. They could also just have Demonic Edict. Tough. I could predict. I could try to find a foil. Tap 2, predict. I'm actually going to target my opponent. I'm going to name Swamp. I could also find a Daze. We didn't hit Swamp. It's another Cabal Therapy. Oh no, my poor Dreddy. No. Hate it. Heads up, opponent. Good job. All right, take a draw step. Seal of Cleansing. Play land. Pass. Don't you play a hippie. That kills me. Oh, Carnophage. That's pretty good. Second Carnophage. Uh-oh, they're going to go fast again, huh? All right, my turn. Tap 2 islands. Tsabo's Web. Draw a card. Another island. That's too many islands. I'll pass turn. We just want to draw Gush for the rest of the game forever. I will F6. I have no actions. These Carnophage are just going to hit me in the face. It's going to hurt. Ow. Oh, they're going so fast. Gush. Okay, we're going to tap for 2. We're We're going to Gush. We're going to return 2 islands, and we're just going to draw the combo, right, deck? Not 2 more islands. That's part of the combo. Still no white sources, which is very upsetting. I'll play an island and pass the turn and just pray that we draw the Dreadnought and that our opponent has literally no other point of interaction. And I think we only have 2 turns left to do it. I've had a lot of fun playing this deck. I would recommend at least trying it if you're looking for something just spicy. I think you can only get away with something like this once. Once people know what you're up to, they still can't sideboard perfectly because you have the autonomy to like, I'm going to stay on my main game plan, or I'm going to like switch back again game 3. But once the jig is up, it's much harder for it to be that insane. All right, Ravenous Rats, luckily we don't care about too much. We will just pitch an island. Cabal Therapy? What are you naming? Is it going to be Phyrexian Dreadnought? They hit swords. My swords are all gone. Uh-oh, we got to draw it now. Technically by next turn, we can draw it. Not another island. No, pass. Carnophages are at the very least dealing damage to our opponent, but they're going to hit us for 6 here. No, even if we find it now, we're dead. But I'm going to let our opponent kill us because their deck's sweet. Wow, what a match. Yeah, it's sweet. This has been fun. I'm really excited to play a deck similar to our opponents. We've got Mono Black slaved up for next time. That is a Dothy Slayer. Just in time. Nice. Tap 2. Gush. Return 2 islands. The 2 we tapped. Couple more. GG's opponent. What a blast. Good job, by the way, OP. That was I very much enjoyed the Mono Black Sui game plan. I'm a big fan of it. Poker, yep, big poker. Nice islands, yeah. Royal Flush, whatever. All right, this was a blast. I really enjoyed this. If you're watching this live or on Fluorescent, whichever one, let me know what you think. I know some people actually really kind of like the MTGO gameplay. I know MTGO has been a lot less glitchy and like buffery recently, so I might try to like mix in a little bit more, but I enjoy making paper for the most part. But this is a really nice place to like, if I don't have a stream set up, I can test an idea, and then I'm probably going to play that idea on stream either tonight or tomorrow, depending. So, because I have this deck in paper as well, which is really sweet. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.